again. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. I'm going to make an announcement regarding fat and the guys who are with chicks who are not just overweight, but they're getting into the fat category. You're still there. I don't know why you're still there. But I think that you should go home tonight and tell her she's fat. Now, granted, if you've been married many years and you don't have a prenup and you're at risk of an expensive divorce, maybe you don't want to be that forthright. But if you're dating somebody or if you're living with somebody who's fat, you know, the single mother types or the lazy types or chicks who went to the gym until they met you and then stopped going to the gym, tonight you need to go home and tell them, hey, not that you're pleasingly plump, not that you're Rubenesque, not that you're just a tad overweight. No. Tell them. You've gotten fat. Tell them. Why should you tolerate this? Boys, especially if you're paying the bills, what are you doing? Tell them. Go home tonight and tell them. Does anybody have a problem with this? What's wrong with being honest? Women say they want men to be honest all the time. You know what? I think men should take women up on their demands. If women want us to be honest, it's time for us to go home. Boys, you know who you are. Remember that time you got into bed and there she was? The chunkster was getting a little frisky. Big Jim and the twins could not respond. And you wrote it off to being tired or drunk or whatever. But the reality is you looked at those rolls of fat and you said, I can't do this. You didn't tell her. But it happened. You remember that? How about the time your girl said to you, you know, I always initiate sex. You never thought you'd ever be in a position where a woman said that to you, right? I'm always the one who initiates it. How come you don't initiate it? And you couldn't give the correct answer? Because you're fat. I think you should go home and tell her tonight. I do. Tell her. Remember that time I had that conversation with you and you asked me why I never initiate sex? It's because I look at you and you are so fat. I can't do it. I can't do it. Are you man enough to tell her? And I wonder if you women out there would appreciate the honesty, or would you all think that we're just being sexist and ridiculous? I think men should go home tonight and tell the chick that she's fat. And if she's not going to do anything about it, time to skedaddle, baby. Out, out, out. Out that door. Out. That's what you do. It's that simple. I think it's time we stopped skirting the issue. It's time we stop saying, oh, no, you look great in that dress. It's time we stop doing that. If your girl shops at places called Dress Barn or Lane Bryant or The Forgotten Woman, if her size has the letter X in it, if she's into the double digits, 14, 16, 18, it's time to tell her. This is not acceptable, boys, and it's time for an uprising. Are you man enough to do this? And ladies, are you ready for the revolution? Because it's coming.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
My husband told me that as long as I use protection, and I do tell him that I can sleep with anybody I want to.
What time can I come over?
I'm on my way home now. You can meet me there.
Excellent.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Marilyn on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
I'm doing okay, Marilyn.
Well, I just wanted to say one thing. I totally agree with what you're saying as far as the fatness goes. I don't think I'd ever want to kiss somebody who's fat, and if I was fat, I'd kill myself. Just because of the way that society looks at you. I mean, there's no way you could be happy with yourself knowing that the whole world is looking at you in such a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I think you're missing the point that most men I know are pretty overweight. And I think it's not just the women that we need to...
No one's saying it's just the women, but the difference is that men pay the bill.
I don't know.
And women will overlook a man's weight if he's got money and pays the bill.
Well, I guess that's true. But one other thing, I don't think that you should be going home and telling your wives, you're a fat ass or whatever, and you need to get to the gym and this and that. I think that is the wrong approach.
Well, I didn't say to say you're a fat ass, but I did say to say you're fat.
Well, I mean, don't you...
Why lie?
Do you think that's harsh?
No, it's honest. What's wrong with being honest? Women always say that men lie. You know what? You're right. So men should be honest about it.
Well, I don't think that you have...
Isn't that amazing how women don't want us to be honest when it comes to whether they're fat?
No. If I'm fat, you let me know. I mean, I've never been fat in my life, so I don't know what that's like, but... I mean, seriously, I would want somebody to say, hey, you know what, your cellulite's showing through on those pants. Don't wear them, or something like that, or if I got something in my teeth, let me know. But I think that there's a proper way to let these women know. I wouldn't just say, go off and tell your wife that she's fat.
Why not?
Well, I would probably sit her down and maybe have a nice conversation.
Sit her down.
Not be so rude about it.
Why not be honest about it? I don't think there's any need to be looking out for people's feelings. That's how people get fat, because they don't look in the mirror and nobody says anything and they get away with it. They think they're getting away with it. They think nobody's noticing.
Well, I don't think
they start wearing these clothes that look like tents, and women start tying that sweater around their big fat ass, thinking that nobody knows there's a big fat ass under there.
I mean, I'm really not saying to not tell them. I'm just saying that you could really hurt someone that way. You
know what? I think they need to be shocked into reality.
Yeah, but you could also shock them so much that they would commit suicide.
Oh, please. Oh, come on.
A lot of
You know what? If somebody committed suicide over that, they've got bigger problems than just being fat.
Well, I mean, seriously, though. I mean, what causes being fat?
Well, that's another point. What causes being fat? Maybe people should just leave fat wives and not even tell them.
I mean, but think about it.
Just leave. Then you wouldn't have to worry about suicide. Just both.
The United States is overweight. I mean, how many lonely people would be out there, not just women? I mean, seriously, I think that we...
Yeah, but you want to know something? I think a lot of the men would be better off because, let's face it, a lot of these guys are crawling through Match.com and they're crawling through personal ads trying to find chicks to bang on the side who aren't fat.
Well, that's good for them, but I'm saying to maybe find a way to break the news to these women.
Why do you need to find a way to tell the truth? How about just telling the truth?
Because I think that's rude, and I think...
Telling the truth is rude.
I don't think it'll have a good effect.
So you're suggesting that we don't just tell the truth, that we find delicate ways to be honest.
I'm saying, let them know, but don't be, get your ass up, go to the gym, and I think that's...
I never used the word ass. I just said to tell the person you're with that they're fat.
Well, yeah.
Or they're fatter than they were when you met them, or fatter than they were when you married them, or fatter than they were when they moved into your apartment. They're fat, and it needs to stop, or that's it. It's done. Done.
And how come he can't sit there and come up with a plan, or...
Because it's not his responsibility to come up with a plan.
It's a relationship.
Here's the plan. Now, step 1, take fork out of mouth. Step 2, get on treadmill. I mean, how much of a plan do you need for this? It's up to the man to come up with a plan for his fat girl, please.
If it's that much of an issue, why not? If you love
No, it's not our responsibility.
If you love somebody that much.
No, I don't love anybody that much. You know what? I love myself.
What if your wife was fat one day? What if she became
I won't tolerate it.
You wouldn't sit her down?
I would never. No.
What if you loved her so much?
I don't love anybody. I love me more than anybody else.
Well, maybe one day.
I love myself, and that's why I would never let it get to that point.
I don't know. I have to disagree. I think that it would have a negative effect. by saying it so
No, well, you know what, though? It would have a positive effect on me because I would be telling the truth, and I would feel that I'd lifted a burden off myself.
It doesn't bother you that you would make someone cry?
No, boo-hoo-hoo. You know what? I didn't make them cry. It's all that food they ate and all those rolls of fat that are making them cry.
Yeah, but it's the harsh reality that
Well,
you
the fact is, you know what? It's a harsh reality. Who imposed that harsh reality on themselves?
What about people who are just born that way?
They wouldn't be with me in the first place. We're talking about women who weren't fat, and now they are.
And now they are. Okay, Tom.
It's called bait and switch. It's illegal in the used car business or in the new car business. It's illegal in the appliance business. It's illegal to run an ad in the newspaper that says, oh, yeah, come in and get a refrigerator for $99. And you go in and they go, well, we sold all those. We got this $799 refrigerator over here. Illegal.
Well, what do you think about diet pills and stuff like that?
I'm opposed. You do it by taking the fork out of your mouth.
Yeah, but a lot.
I've just lost 53 pounds. It can be done, and people should be doing it.
Is the Atkins diet exactly safe? Is it safe?
Well, that's being debated, but as far as what I've read recently, there are several reports that say that it is as safe as any other diet.
Okay, well, I think that there's just, I don't know.
When you follow it as directed in the book, like taking supplements and drinking 96 ounces of water a day and things like that.
Things like that, and you're doing that.
Yes, I am.
And that works.
Yes, it did.
What about for women? What would you suggest?
I would suggest whatever works for them, but get with it. South Beach diet, the Zone, whatever it takes, do it. Stop eating like a pig.
Okay.
Anything with the name Sara Lee on it, throw it out.
I mean, I agree. I don't really eat.
If the first two words of a product are Hagen and Dawes,
I don't eat cookies.
put it down the garbage disposal.
I don't drink soda.
This is not hard to make a plan.
It's not. I agree. I don't.
If the word cream or cheese appears anywhere, unless you're on the Atkins diet, throw it away.
Oh, wow. Okay, Tom.
That's how you do it. You know what? I'm not Albert Einstein here. This isn't complicated.
No, it's not.
Women who got fat know how they got fat.
These women need to be told. I do agree, but, you know, especially for their health. I mean, if they just want to live, I think that that's the number one concern. But I think that maybe these men should break it down that way. Maybe tell them, honey, I'm scared that you might be hurting yourself, that we might not grow old together.
You know, I don't think that stuff works.
You don't think so?
No, I really don't.
You really don't?
No.
Okay, well.
You know, I've been with smokers.
Uh-huh.
And you say, you know, you appeal to their vanity. You say things like, you know, smoking encourages free radicals that will age your skin prematurely.
Yeah.
I never say, oh, that your smoking makes me cough or that I'm allergic. I will say things like it robs your body of vitamin C and you look old faster.
Yeah.
All right? But nobody seems to care about that. They don't worry about it until after they look too old, and then when you're, like, looking at other women.
That's more because it's an addiction. I mean, I think it's maybe something in the brain.
Well,
I think it's same thing with.
You know what? My father quit smoking. I know other people have quit smoking. It can be done.
My father quit smoking.
You have to want to do it.
It can be done.
You have to want to do it.
But I mean,
how many people out there want to have children?
Yeah.
And smoking can cause your baby to be born with low birth weight, which can cause them to be mentally deficient.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
Yeah.
And people don't care. They only care about themselves.
Do you agree that it would be best to maybe sit your wife down and give her the facts?
No, I'm not a doctor. It's my job to say, when I take my clothes off, I can't get an erection.
Yeah.
That you tell them the truth.
That's so harsh, so dumb. I would slap you. I would beat the crap out of you.
Fine, you'd be doing that, and that'd be my last day with you. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be on the way out the door because, you know what? You can't beat me up for telling the truth.
What if there's a guy listening right now who's just as fat as his wife? I mean... Well,
it depends on how much of the bills he's paying.
You think money will...
Money, believe me, you would be money is very slimming. As I always say, I have that, even before I lost the 53 pounds, I have that sports coat made out of $100 bills. You would be amazed what a slimming effect it has.
I don't know. I don't believe in money.
You don't believe how that hangs on my body. Unbelievable. Looks like Armani.
I bet. Okay, Tom, it was nice talking to you.
I know it was. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Lori on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Oh, Tom, I have to tell you, I owe my life to you.
Really?
Yes. In 1999, I moved to Las Vegas, and I hadn't had a date in 3 years because I was fat. So I had nobody to come home and tell me that I was fat. So you had to tell me, and you told me in the most direct way anybody could, and I listened to you day after day after day, and I have now lost 95 pounds.
Oh, very good. Good for you.
And you know what, Tom? I have discipline, and I eat right, and, I exercise, and I went to a weight loss center. But I truly, Tom, and this is all honesty, I owe it to you.
Wow.
Because you speak the truth. I have wanted to call you for almost a year now, every time this subject comes on, and this is the first time I've gotten through.
I'm so glad you did.
Oh, I love you.
Thank you,
I love you, and I have sex now, and I have a boyfriend, and I have a wonderful, happy life.
I think that is so great. And now, did you get the boyfriend after you lost the weight or before?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because you know what? Men are not interested in fat women.
Uh-huh.
And, you told me. I remember your words exactly. If you want to have sex again, you have to lose the weight. Mm-hmm. And that will stick with me for the rest of my life.
And it was true, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And I tell people all the time, people say, what did it? I said, you know what? You aren't going to get this, but I'm a Tom Leykis listener, and it had to do with Tom and my own discipline. That's it.
I think that is so cool.
Yeah, and you know what? And I would never call your show. Normally, I love listening to you, but I don't really ever get involved in a lot of the topics, but I love them. But this one is so close to my heart, and you have changed my life.
I hope all the fat women out there are listening to you right now.
Yeah, and I got a boob lift.
Uh-huh.
I got a tummy tuck.
Uh-huh.
And I can wear a bikini. I weigh 135 now.
Look at you.
And I can wear a bikini and I look good. And I'm almost 40 years old.
You were 230 pounds?
230 pounds.
Wow.
What I started at. And you know what? I was close to wanting to end it all because I felt so bad about myself. But you just listening to every day, on and on. And, I first started out thinking how mean you were and how bad it made me feel. And then the light went on, and I was like, my God, he is so right. It's the truth. Men behave a certain way and want a certain thing, and women, if they don't want to listen to it and they don't want to believe it, that's their choice.
Boy, oh boy, Lori, thank you.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight is the night you're going to go home and tell her, I can't take it anymore. You're fat. And if you don't do something about it, I'm out. Ow, wow, out. Let's say hello to Devin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Devin.
How are you doing?
Do you care, dear?
Yes, I absolutely do. I absolutely love you. You are my favorite person in this whole world, and you are so freaking right about fat women. And I happen to be the queen of all fat.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness. I am so big.
Oh, my God.
I am so huge.
Oh.
You are 150 bazillion times right. I mean, you couldn't be any righter. And these women that think that the women have to be coaxed and sweet-talked and loved and patted and kissed on their eyelids and tell them that honey, you have a few pounds to lose. Baloney.
I think if you don't tell people flat out, you're worse. You're like an enabler.
Oh, absolutely.
You notice when people are alcoholics or drug addicts, they don't say you should sit down. Some go, honey, you know those syringes you've been bringing home? I don't know, and the rubber hoses and those little foil packets. Honey, honey. Nobody ever tells you to do that for that addiction. Or how about alcohol? Honey, you're on your 4th DUI, honey, and I haven't said anything, but now that you're facing 6 months in prison, honey, I think it's time maybe we need to get you a little help. We'll go in together. You don't do that. They might recommend tough love and jail time. But when women are fat, we're supposed to pretend they're not fat.
Well, I think maybe that has contributed to the fat of America because everybody's been pussyfooting around and acting like it doesn't really matter.
I think every man out there who's living with a fat woman should immediately go to, like, the Bombay Company or something and get one of those big mirrors and install it somewhere, where it can be seen. As close to the kitchen as possible.
Oh, God.
Maybe your dining room needs, like, a big wall mirror.
Oh, you're so right. I just wish I knew how that caller before me did it. Because listening to you Tom, you give me, but you don't stay on this topic, but you give me incentive, and I think, you're right. It shows I'm weak. It shows that I don't care about myself. It shows everything you said.
I mean, it shows a lot of things that are very troubling. Being fat is only a symptom of problems. It's not the problem.
Exactly. And I don't...
It's a problem for a man who's trying to get an erection when he's looking at you naked. But
exactly.
it's not. But your problem is not the fat. Your problem is why you would let yourself get to that point.
Oh, God, I don't know. And I have two gorgeous daughters, and, of course, I'm preaching to them all the time. Don't do this. This is what you're going to look like. Don't overeat. And they're gorgeous. They've kept their weight down. And I don't know how, because I'm an example to them. So, usually daughters follow their mother, and they haven't, thank God. They haven't. But I don't know if you know this by the prompter, but I'm single.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. But I won't go out. I won't go out with anybody.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I'm not going to go out with a fat man. I don't like fat. And
see, even you wouldn't go out with a fat man. See?
No way. And if I go out with a good-looking slim man, I'm sitting there thinking he's looking at all the skinny, pretty girls.
No, well, you got one of two things going on. Either he's looking at the skinny, pretty girls, or he's got a fetish.
Yes, and I don't want to be with a fetish.
Ever been with a chubby chaser?
No, I won't.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know exactly what it is.
Those guys who get onto the websites and the news groups. The bigger the better, they say. You ever
guys that drool and slobber and want to be with me, and there's no way I'm going to be some freak.
Oh, boy.
And that's how I look at them. And also, I have to tell you, Tom, I've been on both sides of the fence. I was 117 pounds with a 21-inch waist, and now I don't think my arm is 17 inches around, but I'm miserable. I have to get an extension at the airport, and I have to ask for it. You
have to get the seatbelt extender. Oh my God, that's
everything. Bad. I won't go and see you as much as I love you, adore you, worship you, wish that I could meet you. I won't go where when you do certain spots, you go and the people can meet you and have a little party. There's no way I'm going to go because I'm not going to be looked at and hooted out and and talked about and everything, but I would love to go and meet you and see you in person.
Well, look how much you missed because you haven't done anything about this.
Exactly. But actually, I really did kind of start like about 3 days ago. But that's only 3 days, and anything can happen. But
anything can happen. That's right. But what kind of diet are you on?
I'm doing the Atkins diet.
Good for you.
Yeah, I heard it's really, really, really good.
Now make sure you read the book, okay? I know you haven't read it yet. I can tell.
No, I'm going by what people have told me.
No, go get the book.
Okay.
Because the book has some very important information in it so that you can do it and remain healthy. Among the things you don't know and haven't read are that you need to drink 96 ounces of water a day minimum.
Wow.
That's 3 quarts.
Oh, my.
You also need to take certain supplements. Omega-3 capsules, fish oil.
Well, I do need to read the book. Nobody
selenium,
told me that. Yeah.
taurine, L-carnitine. I take an average, when I am doing the supplements, I take an average of 21 pills a day.
Wow.
And these are not drugs I'm taking. These are natural compounds. They're substances. Many of them are things like zinc and vitamin C and B-complex vitamins.
Okay.
You got to do this stuff.
And so you can't just take a multiple. It has to be...
Well, it depends on what kind of multiple. Atkins actually sells, the Atkins Nutritionals Company actually sells multivitamins that has the vitamins in the amounts you need to take. And you can do that. I personally have a hard time swallowing big fat pills. I'm a gagger. Thank God I'm not gay, because I'm a gagger.
Well, I'm okay in that department.
So I have to. Oh, good for you. I have to take the little pills. So I take all the pills individually. But I also, because I'm allergic to mold, I take probiotics. I mean, believe me, I read this book cover to cover. And you'll get so much good information, and you will feel confident that you're doing it, and you're not going to risk heart attacks and strokes and all the dire things people predict that will happen to you.
Exactly, because all the meat and the bacon and all that stuff that I hear you can eat and the cheese, it just feels like, oh, my God, I can feel my arteries clogging right now.
Well, they're clogging anyway, dear, so it can't get much worse at this point. Don't worry about that.
Right.
You're in a much less dangerous position if you lose 100 or 150 pounds.
Well, easy 150. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm just giving you an example. I mean, you will reduce your risk of heart attack just by losing 10% of your body weight.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So just even 20-some pounds.
Even that will make a difference.
Wow.
So you need to do it.
I am. I got 3 days on it.
Right, and all your friends, they're enablers. They're going to bring you cheesecake for Christmas, and they're not going to do what you need them to do. By the way, I was reading Money Magazine. There's somebody who makes an Atkins cheesecake that's supposed to be unbelievable, and it's got 3 grams of carbs per slice. I'm ordering that. I'm getting on the 800 line right now.
Order one for me.
I'm telling you, it'll blow you away.
Oh my
but I'm telling you, you can go right to, you know what, just go to Amazon.com and order the book.
Okay.
All right, just order the book. Do it after you hang up, and then promise you'll read it. It isn't that difficult to read, and it doesn't take that long. And it's got all the information you need, and it's very encouraging. And I read the book cover to cover, and it made all the difference.
Oh, I definitely will. I want to. I have to do this for myself. I have to do it for my kids. Right. And you're right. I'm missing out on everything.
Of course you are. And you know what? Let me be brutally honest with you again. If you die at 50, you're going to miss out on a lot more. You got 2 daughters. They're going to have kids. Yeah. You're going to miss out on all that stuff. You don't want to miss out on that stuff.
Not at all. No, I love my kids. I love them.
Well, that's the thing. You have to think about things like that. What would they do if you died young?
I don't know. I know. I really don't know. I don't know, but they would be devastated.
Well, the thing is, you never thought about it.
No, because I just feel that I'm just so healthy, and even though I know I'm not, I know that
you know, I really think we ought to give the death penalty to the Star Joneses of this world and the Roseannes who go around saying how they're large and in charge and how wonderful it is to be fat. You know what? They're hurting people like you by making you feel good about something that you actually should be doing something about.
Exactly. And look, Roseanne lost all that weight. She had liposuction, her stomach's stable, so she knows it's not wonderful to be fat.
That's right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I have so much to say, and I know you're limited in time, and I'm trying to think of these wonderful things to say.
Well, Devin, look, here's what you do. Just get the book. Log on Amazon.com, get the book, and read it, and call me back in a month or so and let me know how you do.
Really?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, I will. You'll remember me?
Of course.
Okay, I will.
All right.
That's excellent. Thank you, Tom.
All right, Devin, good luck.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis.
I love your show. Your show is what turns me on midday.
The Tom Leykis Show.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Janina, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
All right. Well, I was just listening to the show. I was just calling in to say that big is beautiful.
Really? To whom?
To everybody.
No, it isn't.
Excuse me?
You are so living in a dream world, dear.
Figure.
Huh?
How do you figure? Big is sexy.
No, big is not sexy, dear. Big is fat.
Everything is exactly, but it's still everything about it sexy.
No, dear. Nothing about it is sexy.
To you, maybe not.
To the average man, nothing about it is sexy.
I think so.
Oh, really? What is your husband's name, dear?
I'm not married.
I'm shocked. Yeah, what's your boyfriend's name?
Armando.
Armando.
Yeah.
What's Armando like? He makes about what, $25,000 a year?
He actually doesn't work.
He doesn't work. There you go, dear. That's all you can get when you weigh 345 pounds. Guys who don't work.
That's who I chose.
No, dear. That's the only choice you had.
No, not true.
Yeah, really? How many guys who make 6 figures have asked you out on a date?
A few here and there.
Really? What do they do for a living?
I don't go out much, though.
Why not? You need a forklift?
I just don't feel like going out. I'd rather stay home, watch a movie, and eat, and order pizza and dine in.
Well, I'll bet you dine in a lot, dear, at 345 pounds, and you think that's beautiful.
Why should I deprive myself of McDonald's to please somebody else?
Dear, you, first of all, deprive yourself of McDonald's. I'm not saying you should deprive yourself of McDonald's. I am saying that you should do things in moderation, because you're going to kill yourself.
No.
And even McDonald's would tell you that.
Well, I mean, it's convenient. It's next door to my school.
Dear, I really don't care if it's next door to your school. You are going to die young. And you don't care. You are mentally ill. You have a problem.
I'm mentally ill?
Yes, you are mentally ill.
Because I like to eat?
No, not because you like to eat. Because you like to eat to the point you're going to kill yourself young. And you don't care.
No, I mean, food's meant to be eaten.
No, dear, not all of it. Not all of it. Not all of it. You want to eat all of it. You know what? You should leave some crumbs on the table, dear. Huh?
What for? Why leave crumbs?
So you don't die. Well, how old are you?
21.
You're 21. You don't want to be dead by 40. And at your rate, at this rate, that's what's going to happen to you. And you don't care, do you?
No, I'm...
You don't care if you're dead. You don't care if you die young.
I'm enjoying my meals right now.
So you don't care if you die young, do you?
I don't believe I'm going to die young.
You don't believe that. So you don't believe any of the medical research, any of the...
Big and beautiful.
No, dear, don't say that. I'm asking you a specific question about science. You're telling me that all the reports of the New England Journal of Medicine, of the Journal of the American Medical Association, of the Center for Disease Control, you're telling me all the reports on what happens to you when you're too fat, they're all wrong. And that fat people don't die younger, get cancer more often, get high blood pressure, get strokes, blood clots, heart attacks, they die younger.
That's later on. I'm enjoying my food now.
Hang on a second, Max. What do you want to say to Janina?
Oh, Janina, come on. You got to be kidding me. You got to get a life, girl. You're never going to get a decent guy looking like that.
There's a lot of guys, richer guys that
like the unemployed Armando.
Exactly. Come on.
Actually, that's who I chose, though.
Sure
you did. I can go on lying into the big, beautiful women,
but don't you want to
find guys.
Don't you want to listen to Tom? He's telling you the truth. You're going to die young if you don't lose some weight. Come on.
Well,
I mean, I'm going to keep, rather than eating a whole pizza, eat half of it. Eat a couple slices, or, once a week, twice a week.
But I'm not satisfied with, I mean, if I have room for it, why not?
But don't you see how sad you sound?
How do I sound sad?
Because you're stuffing your face.
Especially when I'm eating, though.
That's just disgusting.
That makes me
There
happy.
is not a decent guy that listens to the show.
When I'm eating, that's when I'm at my happiest.
Really?
Yeah,
how does Armando feel?
When I'm digging into that cheeseburger.
What does Armando look like, by the way?
Diet Coke.
What does your boyfriend look like?
He's tall. He's about 165.
Oh, yeah. He's probably real skinny, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and do you get on top?
Oh.
Yes.
Imagine that. 345 pounds coming down on you.
There's just no way.
Try
The bottom line
you guys
is...
have to try it. Well, not until you try
Those big fat floppies flopping up and down.
You know what? You're 21 years old. There's a lot better out there for you if you just drop some poundage.
Oh, I disagree.
Because everyone out there is laughing at you right now.
And I don't agree with that girl Myrna who called in earlier. Oh, please.
Tell me you're not embarrassed by yourself.
How is she going to be fat? If she was fat and not happy, she'd be doing something about it.
Tell me you're not embarrassed, though.
She was probably driving with the cheeseburger in her hand and the phone in the other, talking about she's on a diet. I doubt that.
By the way, in the Atkins diet, she could have a cheeseburger in her hand.
Yeah, no bread, though. No buns.
No bread, that's right.
Okay, who wants
got buns.
the meat and the cheese with no bread, though?
Janina's got big buns.
I do.
Very
Janina,
big
you got to
buns.
understand,
big,
though.
sexy ones.
Big, fat, glutinous.
Ones.
Big, fat, glutinous, stretch mark ridden, veins popping out buns.
Tom Leykis.
Okay.
1-800-5800-TOM. Tom.
If you date a crazy man, crazy things are going to happen. My father used to tell me, if you live in a junkyard and you open your windows and say it stink outside, well, move.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Call our comment line. The number is 310-842-5792. 9592. That's 310-842.